Hey guys, I'm back with another book review. Okay, I'm here reviewing, I think the second book I've read in June. It's called Dead in the Family. It's by Charlaine Harris, and it's the 10th book in the Sookie Stackhouse novels, or aka the Southern Vampires novels. Okay, we have a lot going on in this book. I'm going to try and make it really quick. Okay, summing this up. Just so you know, there might be some spoilers ahead of time. Okay, so let me get the plot points through. Okay, first plot point. We have Sookie and Eric dealing with the aftermath of what happened in Dead and Gone. You know, Sookie being tortured by the fairies, and she's dealing with that in like the first couple. Because it's weird with this book. It's not like, it doesn't start out like a normal Sookie Stackhouse novel. It starts out like, it says like March the first week, March the second week, the fourth week. It's like a whole month, and then you have April. That's chapter 1. So that whole March period, we're seeing Sookie deal with the aftermath of what happened to her in Dead and Gone. And you kind of see how that affects everything in her life and her relationship with Eric. So then that's at the beginning of the book, but then everything's okay. And then second plot point, we have let's see, Sookie discovers through certain people, aka Alcide and his pack, that they're in Felicia, a new vampire in this book, and we discover that Sookie has like 2 dead people buried in her yard, or in the forest and behind her yard, or her house. So we're trying to figure out who these people are and who's trying to frame her for these bodies. And then we have the Wares and the Shapeshifters dealing with the government, because the government wants them to register. So we're kind of getting that view through like Alcide, the Wares, and Sam and his family. Like, we hear a little bit about what's going on with them. Then we have a third plot where it's about Eric and his maker, and then his brother Alexei Romanoff, who Eric's maker, I think Ocella was how you say it, made him into a vampire, and Alexei's kind of insane. Like, he's crazy. Like, he has major PTSD, and he has like blackouts or episodes, I guess you could say, where he just goes on a tangent or goes nuts and just kills people. And so Eric's maker comes and brings Alexei, and he hopes that having Eric, or being around Eric, will help Alexei. So those are your major plots in the book, or at least the ones that I can remember. Oh yeah, and then there's the whole fairy thing, because they had cut off, Niall had cut off Fairy, so Claude is stuck, and he's trying to deal with it, and so he goes and asks Sookie if he can live with her for a little bit, because, you know, he misses being around his own kind. And yeah, she's the only one that he knows that he has a little bit of fairy blood, like her and Jason. So she says she agrees, because she's like, you know what, he's family, and, you know, his sister did die to protect me, so it's kind of like I owe him. And then we also have Hunter, which is Hadley's kid, pop up in here, and that section in this book was cute. And Sookie's trying to be like almost like a teacher to Hunter about how to deal with being a telepath. So that was cute and very interesting, because there was some moments in it that were funny. Okay, so now we got through some major plot points in the book, or at least the ones that I remember. let's see. Notes. It's like 5 minutes into this video. Okay. We got some interesting characters in this book. Amelia left at the very beginning of the book, which sucked because I really liked her character, and I think she was introduced in like the 6th book. So she's been in here for like at least like 3-4 books, and I was like, I really liked her. And the way that she left, we don't know if she's coming back or not, which sucks. I hope she comes back. That would be cool. I'd be really, really happy with that. We have almost Amelia's replacement. We kind of have Kennedy, who works at Sam's bar, I believe as a bartender, and she recently got out of jail because she was in jail because she had killed her boyfriend, and so she's working at the bar because Sam's like, oh, I'm gonna give you a chance, you seem like a cool chick. So then we have her, and she's funny and great. So it's almost like we traded Amelia for Kennedy. It would be wonderful if we could have both, but that's okay. It's alright, Charlaine Harris. And then we have Alexei. Alexei's cool. He's really like, it's weird because he's like a child vampire, and just picturing that is really, really interesting. And you wonder how would it affect a child being a vampire, like having this ultimate power basically, and living forever and being basically undefeatable, almost. And so it's an interesting concept, and especially after the traumatic events that Alexei had to go through and witness, you wonder if he should be a vampire, or if they should have just killed him. So then that's kind of a debate in the book too, whether or not to kill him. Let's see, any other new... Ooh, the whole thing with Bill. Bill, we learn about a bit about Lorena, and we learn that Bill has a sister, kind of like, Eric has the brother, Alexei. So Bill has a sister that Lorena made, and you learn about her name's Judith, and you learn about her, like why she became a vampire, like why Lorena chose her. It's actually really sad, but it's all good in the end. So, let me see, any other new characters? No, I don't think we had any other new characters. At least that I remember. We don't have any. Oh, Bazim. Well, we didn't really see much of it, so I can't really say. He seemed alright. Kind of felt bad that he died, but he seemed okay. Let me see. And yeah, I think that's all that's left for the characters, like the new characters. We officially have Eric and Sookie in this book. They're officially a couple, and it was really cute seeing them together when they did have their moments. So I was happy about that. Even though I'm like Team Eric and Team Alcide. Like, I'm happy with her being with either one of them. So anyway, we got a lot of backstories in this book, surprisingly. We got a bit of, Eric and his maker and Alexei. We got a little bit of Kennedy's. We got a little bit of Felicia, which is like a vampire that worked for Eric, that, came and discovered that there were bodies also. Like, she's like, oh yeah, they're here and here. Yeah. And then we learn a bit about her backstory. We learn a bit about Dermont. Oh yeah, we didn't know a new character. Dermont. We learn a bit about like Bill, Lorena, Judith. Yeah, we get a lot of backstories, and not a lot of them are happy, to be honest. They're all kind of sad, which I guess they're serious, but then it's like, it's really good because you can tell that she kind of thought about, well, what would being a vampire, and like, you know, what would it really be like? And then, let's see, we had a lot of backstories, we had a lot of new characters. The book kind of dragged a little bit for me, I think towards like the middle, just because it's kind of, the plots kind of go from one to the other. Yeah, it's like, oh, we're done with this plot point, let's go to this plot point. Okay, we're done with that one, let's go to this one. You're like, can we just have like one or two plots? Okay. Or at least, you know, stick to something, have a little better flow. But whatever. It wasn't bad. You know, you still got it, but you would just have to pause and like, wait, what? And then, you know, you have Sookie's daily life, like her routine, her chores. She'll be like, oh, I'm cooking this, or oh, I'm reading this, or blah 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 blah. And you're like, okay, it was just go on with what you're doing. You don't have to say it. I think what really stood this book out was that it clearly had a theme of family. Like, everyone in this book was dealing with family stuff, like family issues. It was very, very quotable. And the relationships were also very rewarding, you know, because we waited so long for a lot of them to come about, and it was just so nice to see them and not have any major complications to them. But yeah, this is the 10th book in the series. There's 13, I believe. So I'll most likely be picking up the next one, which is Dead Reckoning. And be sure to check out True Blood, which is based off these books. If I had to recommend this book to people, I would say if you've already read Charlaine Harris, or if you've been reading the Sookie Stackhouse novels, I would say pick this up. You're not going to be disappointed. I know it doesn't really have the best reviews or the best fan feedback, but a lot of stuff happens, and you get a lot of interesting characters and backstories, and I mean, I don't regret reading it or buying it, so that's good. For people who haven't read her, I don't know, but what other book is like this? It's really kind of just, it's hard to compare this book to other series or other books, just because they're so unique, they're so different from like the other urban fantasy novels, like adult fantasy novels that you read. Like, they're really fun, campy, like they're summer reads. They really aren't, they're never really that long. And they're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun, and I would definitely take a chance on it. But yeah, 3 out of 5 stars. You get beautiful covers, and you get very quotable, very funny. A lot of stuff's going on. You're never really kind of bored while reading it. So I would say definitely pick it up. You know, you definitely pick it up if you're interested. In case you were wondering about the cover, there's Sookie and there's Eric. And like I said, they have beautiful covers for this series, and I'll most likely be reading the 11th book, which is Dead Reckoning. But yeah, this has been my book review. I've kept it up to like 14 minutes, so hopefully they'll be getting shorter as I go along. Alright, bye.